world is about to have a nuclear fuel shortage and no one seems to be talking about it. Let me explain. Fission and fusion are the two fundamental reactions which underpin current nuclear energy generation technologies, each using their own fuels. Fission typically uses fissile uranium-235, which is produced by enriching yellowcake from uranium-238 ore. You'd think that with the recent COP28 target to triple nuclear generation by 2050, the fuel problem would have been solved. But after a little digging, it turns out that current measured uranium deposits are expected to be exhausted by the end of the century. So while fission addresses immediate concerns with climate change, we're not yet out of the woods when it comes to fuel sustainability. Okay, so fission has some problems, but what about fusion? Well, ignoring the fact that we don't have any commercially viable fusion reactors yet, since fusion only requires hydrogen, the most abundant element in the universe, fuel shouldn't be a problem, right? Well, not quite. After doing a little research, it turns out that instead of H1, also known as protium, being used in fusion, it actually involves collisions between deuterium and tritium, as these reactants reduce required temperatures by about 5 times and increase energy output by approximately 4 times. Deuterium makes up approximately 0.015% of the Earth's crust and can be extracted from seawater. While it's not a lot, at least it exists and can be processed into a usable form. Tritium, on the other hand, we have a bit of a problem. Earth only contains trace amounts of tritium, and it's only produced as a byproduct of existing fission reactors. To make things worse, with a half-life of just over 12 years, current tritium reserves are estimated at under 30 kilograms, with each gram costing upwards of $30,000. For reference, the ITER reactor, which is currently being built in France to study tritium breeding, the process of self-replenishing tritium supplies upon reaction, is expected to consume 300 grams of tritium per day, outputting 800 megawatts of power during this time. So in terms of OPEX, we're looking at upwards of $9 million per day of fuel alone. I think it's safe to say we're a ways off from commercial viability. All this being said, I think it's still possible for nuclear to be successful, contingent on the discovery of alternative neutron sources so we can make the fuels required for fission and fusion.